to the NXT Podcast, your home for weekly NXT reviews and insight.
The beautiful part of NXT is that when one dream ends, another dream begins.
Find all of your NXT news, recaps, and analysis right here. So with that being said, we only have one question for you.
Are you ready?
We thought so. Let's get the show started right now.
All right, everyone. This is Memphis Mark coming to you from Mullet Manor. And guys, this is coming a little late because, well, to be perfectly honest, I'm an idiot when it comes to a lot of things computer-wise, and for some reason I screwed it up. I can listen to it, I just can't send it to anyone, so we're going to try this again. So we're retaping this. But what we're going to do is we're going to do the review coming from Toronto, Canada for the NXT show Heatwave, Sunday, 7/7. And they start off with kind of a B- match with Wesley and Oba Femi, the champ. And this is, Wesley with all the accolades and everything. This man gets helicoptered twice. Man, he had to win or he couldn't challenge for the belt anymore. And, well, let's just say he had his moments now. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say he didn't have his moments. They were just a little few and far between because the champ really kind of took him to the, as an old saying they would say back in my day, he took him to the woodshed. And, but Wesley, is gonna, well, we'll get into that a little bit later, but Wesley, as I said, he had his moments, but Femi was just too much. And I gotta say, the mannerisms he's gotten, he sold more in this match than he has ever sold, in anything that I've seen him. And I think I've seen him in everything in NXT. So Wesley did look good in that fact. And like I said, they're building a monster in Mr. Femi. And, he's undefeated so far, so he's just a raw talent, that they're molding into it. But anyway, he does continue to be the champ and wins the match. And, Wesley is what it is. We'll see how this turns out. The following show. Let me say they have the Women's North American title match. And, this was pretty good. Lonnie Jordan versus Sol Ruka. And, Lonnie has really come on herself. But Sol is so close. Just a little too much gymnastics. A little too much. All right, sometimes just a flip is good. You don't need a flip, a flop, and a flope. I'm beating a dead horse here because I keep saying that. But, she is good. She is very good, and she has a good showing in this match. But they are pushing Lonnie Jordan, and, of course, Lonnie Jordan pulls this out. So we'll see where it goes from there. And they did a little promo where they've got Ava, the all-knowing and all-wise, and Ariana Grace and Carmen Petrovich, and they did a little match. So out of this, or do a little promo, so out of this promo, there will be a match. And then they go to a tag team championship match with the champs, Nathan Frazier and Axiom, going against Chase U. And, this is let me see, what did I gave it a C+ in this match. Andre Chase has gotten a lot better. He was kind of the lead in this match. He was selling. He was good offense and everything, because you know what you're going to get with Nathan and Axiom. Absolutely. And they were right on spot, like they normally are. But in the end, it's going to be the golden ratio and Axiom getting the pin for the champs. And really in this one, let me see, he doesn't do it yet. No, so I don't want to give that away. But yeah, and Andre, as like I said, this is probably one of the better matches I've seen Andre have. So C+, like I said, is what I gave him. So, and Nathan was late supposedly, and so they're causing the little friction in the tag champs. So we'll see where that leads. And we have another C match, a C- match, according to me, and that's Lola Vice versus the champ, Roxanne Perez. The match, Lola, they're building something with her too, but right now it's Roxanne's time. And Lola looked good in the match, and they set it up for her she was going for a spinning back fist and missed and hit the corner or the turnbuckle there, or the lighted turnbuckle. And then, of course, Roxanne goes old school and really puts a hurting on the hand and ends up getting the win. But I got to say, Roxanne really played it old school as far as the way she stayed on that position, on the arm and everything. So, and she did the Papa Rocks, I believe is what they call it. She did it I think it's 2 or 3. She messed up on one, but followed it up really quick. Covered a mess up really good. I gotta say, she did one of the Pop Rocks on the desk, pulled it off, but then got in the ring, had a slip up, and then went right into another one. But yeah, the champ is still the champ. And they're staying on this they do a promo with Brooks Jensen, and this time it's narrated by HBK. And HBK is like, look, I believe in second chances, if I can do his voice. I gotta say, he said that the all-knowing and the all-wise Ava is gonna have a sit-down with Mr. Brooks Jensen. So that's coming up, and then from there, you've got an A match. You've got a fatal 4-way match. You've got Ethan Page, Shawn Spears. You've got the young OG, Javon Evans. And you've got the champ, of course, Trick Williams. And Trick, and all of them show up and show out in this thing. There's nothing I can say bad. The match is good. I mean, you got a little slip here and there, but hey, you got 2 grizzly veterans in there in Shawn Spears and Ethan Page. So they can make it, they can sell, they can, whatever needs to be done, those 2 guys, especially Shawn Spears. But Ethan Page is good too. So, but, you got the young OG out there, and he's not at 100%. And you got Trick flying around and flip, it was pretty good. But I've got to say, all right, in Money in the Bank, we had the ladies match, the Tiffany, the match that Tiffany won. Just super match. All of the ladies just tore it up. You could say I've heard people say they stole the show. But I got to say, the match itself is good, right? So you've got everything going in the match. They've got Oral Mensah barred. He can't be there. So, You've got, 4-on-4 final, fatal 4-way for the title. The champ does not have to be pinned in this match. And in this match, that's what's going to happen. If you have not seen by now the ending of this match, I strongly suggest that you go back and watch Ethan Page become the new champ, the fastest of all time, surpassing KO in 40 days. It was just, what could you say? Sean Spears, I can't explain it well enough other than to say every person did their job. Their timing was right. The camera angles, everything worked. Occasionally, it's like an oasis out there. You plan something and you hope that it comes off in time and everything's right. Well, in this particular situation, these four gentlemen, hats off to them. A heck of an end. So, wow. That was this weekend with Tiffany, and then with in this match right here, that especially the ending of this match. Son, you couldn't ask for any more. Okay, well, here we go. We'll go into the actual show that happened on 7/9, the follow-up show to Heatwave. And, of course, they come out with the recap, and they've got good highlights to put in on everybody. You can do that any time. But that ending, it was what it was. And when Ethan Page fell into the title, and they start off where all the four, and the guys got to get into a big melee, which is going to cause Ava, the all-knowing and all-wise, to make a tag team match for the main event, where it's Trick and Young OG going against Spears and the champ. I gotta get used to saying that, the champ. And he's going to let us know, I'm sure himself, he does really good. That's the reason he calls himself All Ego. But yeah, so they get into a fight. Then they go into the first match, which is Ariana Grace and Carmen Petrovic from this past week, at Heatwave. So, they were trying to decide who was more Torontoan, with Heatwave being in Toronto. So they're going to have a match, and, Carmen's good. She can set up her offensive moves. She can sell her timing. But man, she can put together some fantastic moves. And in this particular match, whether you like her or not, Ariana Grace, Miss Grace, the pageant queen, she is pulling her role off. She is playing it to the T. So in this particular match, you're going to have JC Jane and her STP mask coming out with Jasmine. And, they're going to pull a couple moves off here. And Carmen's going to end up getting the win. There's going to be a little jumping on in there because Valen is going to jump in there afterwards. And the new Valen, the heel, the turned heel, that girl done gone bad. Yeah, so Valen gets involved. Good little match there, you say what you want to about Miss Grace. I say she is pulling her roll off to a T. And then they have the all-knowing and all-wise Ava having her sit down with the second generation Mr. Buchanan's baby boy. Brooks Jensen is in there, and he owns up to it. And, you know, this is where they're going to go with this now. He's saying, hey, I did it. I owned up to it. I understand. I will take whatever, you know, consequences come my way. And, Bull Buchanan's young man, Recon, an ex-WWE or WWF champion, his baby boy, seems to be pulling this role off, you know, because there's some clever editing, and, you know, you can make anything into anything if you've got the right amount of equipment, but we will see where they go from here. Faux show. But from there, folks, they've got a Heritage Cup match against Tony D and the family, going against Lexis King. The self-proclaimed, what did Booker call him? The TV champ or the something, I can't remember that, but they come out. Lexus doesn't have anybody in his corner. He just comes out ready to go. And tell you what, in the round one, Lexus is saved by the bell. And in round two, in round one, before they get through there, Tony gets fired up because Alexis does a little walking in Memphis, but he kind of embarrassed Tony, and Tony's like, really? And so Tony gets up and wins the second round pretty quick, but I tell you what, in the third round, Lexis King kind of puts it on Tony a little bit there. Kind of puts a little bit on him, puts a little whooping on him there. And you got Eddie Thorpe up in there in between on Deuces up there. He's up there with the DJ playing, spinning in between rounds and irritating Lexis King even more, agitating him up there. And you thought Lexus was going to win that third round, but he didn't. I thought a lot of things too, and it did well. Anyway, but in the fourth round, Tony D pulls it off, and so Tony D continues to be the Heritage Cup holder. Is that what he is? Is the bearer, the carrier, the possessor of the Heritage Cup, that big old cup thing. But then, out of nowhere, Brooks Jensen reports to work. That boy want to do some work. So he does some work and he jumps young OG, the 6'5", cornbread fed, jumps the young OG and gets the better of him on this particular occasion and kind of puts him on the shelf. So the rest of the night, the angle is, can Trick find somebody to tag with him? So, and of course they're going to have several little spots where you're going to have Ethan Page, All Ego, the champ that is, and Sean Spears both agreeing. He ain't getting nobody. I mean nobody to help him. Yeah, and they do the Cody and Mello doing a little promo together. Kind of like that, hey, Mello's getting some major time. He's in there with the champ, so hey, that means he's getting a little push there, getting his TV time, so pretty good. But and then Chase U cuts a little promo Ridge is arranged for some matches there, so he's going to get Thea a match, and he's going to get Duke the match against Oba to get back in the good graces of the family. And they go into a match with Tyson and Tyreek, these big young men, going against the Gallus boys, and or the Gallus brothers. Well, Gallus, the crew, I guess you would say. And, Gallus broke one of their nose, so they got the big mask on, too. Not an STP mask, just a mask. And OTM. I got it mixed up. I'm sorry. Tyson and Tyreek did not get their nose broke. That was OTM. But Gallus and these guys put on a heck of a good match. You're always going to get, you know what you're going to get with the Gallus guys. I mean, the brothers, the Coffee, good to the last drop. And Wolfgang, I mean, they do great. But, man, Tyson and Tyreek really looking good in this match. But it's going to come down to numbers. And Gallus has got them. Don't bet against the house. So Gallus has got that. And then Wesley comes out and looks like he's about to retire. Maybe give it up. Go sell insurance somewhere. I don't know. But it looks, he admits, though, that, he got taken to the woodshed. So, I mean, he comes out, does a pretty good little deal there. But then these guys, which I am not real familiar with, I will admit to, but apparently MSK had a reunion there, because it used to be the three of them, the Rascals, they call themselves. It was Wesley, Trey, and Zach. Apparently Trey and Zach were no longer in NXT, and they're back. So it kind of revitalized Wesley. Okay, so we'll see where they go with that. The crowd really liked them, so read into that what you will. But at one of the first matches that Ridge got was Thea Hale going against Izzy Dame, and kind of the ladies' giant there in NXT. She's got to be about 5'8" to 5'10", around there. Most of the ladies are not that tall. So, so Thea's really into this, and good match, you could say. But then, in the middle of this match, you're going to have, Tatum Paxley slither in and freak the ladies out, especially Izzy Dame. Apparently that's who she's got her sights set on now, and she freaks her out, and it's going to cause Thea Hale of Chase U to get the win in this match. And this was a pretty good match, But everybody, if you're going to talk about this match, it's going to be about what happened after, which is when Oba Femi comes out, the champ. He comes out and pretty much says, "Hey, Duke, your boys let you, kind of bite off more than you could handle there," and kind of talks down, because he's up in the Muffet box, up in the sky box, talking down to the, Chase U in the ring, celebrating after Thea's match. And for the first time that I can remember, we see old Duke Hudson. Old Duke, there he's a good old boy. Well, old Duke, he puts on a fiery, promo, and does a good promo, saying that he's coming and that he is going to rip that belt away from the giant, the monster, which is Oba Femi. So we will see how that goes. And then, of course, after that, you're going to have the OC, the Good Brothers, going against now a broken-nosed, half of a broken nose OTM, looking for a little retribution against the OC, against the Good Brothers. And, there again, it's kind of like Gallus, but even more so, you know what you're going to get with the Good Brothers. You're going to get a great match. The big man's going to pull off some moves that kind of surprises you. Machine Gun's in there. He's going to tear up and do what he does. But in this particular match, we see the coming out of OTM. Yes, sir. OTM comes out and actually wins this match for their biggest win so far in NXT. And then afterwards, you're going to have Sol Ruka, the Cepha girl, going against Val Henry. She's a heel now. She's a big girl. And she comes out, and this match is pretty good. Sol still a little too much flipping and flopping there. But, hey, she's going to pull off a Soul Snatcher. Kind of a RKO-ish, out of nowhere. Soul Snatch. Win. So, yeah, she's going to pull it off. But, she's going to get jumped on. And so I see some future matches ahead of time. And then along with, already raiding the cabinets at the TNA, the next one we got Ava, the all-knowing, all-wise, coming out. All right, so you got Stevie and Mr. Stone, of course, competing, trying to kiss the butt, and they're bringing out a buffet of TNA stars. So I'm sure they all came over about the same time or close to it, and everybody's been getting their own chance to shine on a debut. But with Cedric, and you got, just so many are coming in, and hopefully, Miss Grace will end up here. I think her contract's about up, so hopefully she will end up here. So now we're to the main event. Which is, Javon's been jumped, so who is going to be Trick's partner? He comes out and does the big promo, or does the big entrance and everything, and then you hear some rather odd music. It's because everybody believes in Joe Hendry, or the blonde-headed dude. The guy... Another TNA talent is here. And in this particular match, everybody's holding their own. Pretty good match until Ethan Page gets thrown onto the floor. And out of nowhere, here comes Ora Mensah again. He couldn't be in Toronto at Heatwave. But he was there Tuesday night, and he chases Ethan Page out of the arena, which is going to cause a pretty much, you might as well say, a handicap match between Joe Hendry, or I'll get it right. It's Hendry. And I don't believe yet. But, hey, he looked good, and with this handicap match now, they're going to pull off the win. And look, the crowd's doing the waving the hands for this guy. So hey, do we have another budding star? Is this NXT's version, of Let Me Talk to You? So I don't know, but we will see, folks. But I believe I've covered everything. This is a little shorter version than what I did. And since nobody will hear the last show I did, it was the best show I've ever done at all, man. It was great. It was just freaking fantastic, man. I just, so sorry. But anyway, I'll try not to screw this one up. So anyway, we're going to need to get this back to the main offices up in upstate New York there. And they'll send it back down to the Bat Cave, and hopefully we'll have it on air here shortly. But guys, thank you so much for taking a few minutes out of your day to listen. And y'all come on back. Look, this is Memphis Mark, and if you can, Get out there and help a shelter. Just do what you can. It's going to be hot, though, and if you got pets, remember the heat. Remember the heat, and especially their feet. Remember the heat with the yes, their feet get hot. Just if it's hot on your foot, it's twice as hot on theirs. So just remember that, guys. But yeah, so if you can help a shelter, and always spay and neuter. And guys, this is Memphis Mark. I don't want to mess up anything, so I'm going to go ahead and end it. Yeah, this is Memphis Mark, and well, you know what? I'm out.
Thanks for listening to the WWE Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on your favorite podcast app so you don't miss a show, or head to WWEpodcast.com. And for all of these shows ad-free, head over to patreon.com/WWE Podcast. Until then, we'll see you next time.